Hey, this is Xander Fryer with Shit You Don't Learn in College, and today we're going to talk about how to become a millionaire and why it's actually possible for anybody. A lot of people think that you have to be born into money to make money. You have to have money to build wealth. And the reality is that's just not true anymore, especially in the information age. Did you know that according to Fortune, 80% of the millionaires in the US are self-made, meaning that their parents were not millionaires. In fact, 56% of the billionaires in the world were self-made. Over half of the billionaires in the world did not come from money. So the reality is, you don't need to have money to make money. You don't need to have wealth to build wealth, especially today. There were 2.2 million new millionaires that were created between 2019 and 2020. That's just in 1 year. We added 2.2 new millionaires. And they're doing it from every walk of life, every race, every ethnicity, every background. The reality is, anybody today can become a millionaire if they really want to. Now, I came up from a very modest household. I didn't have a ton of money growing up. In order to pay for gas and get around the city, I had to work coffee shops, I had to work smoothie shops, I bussed tables, I worked in the restaurant business, and I cleaned dishes, I did everything. I also paid my way through college by going through Air Force ROTC and working side jobs on the weekend to make sure that I could afford my college degree. So I didn't come from a bunch of money. But in the last 5 years, I've made over $10 million alone, and that's just accelerating every single year. And that's as a lost millennial working from home in this whole weird online internet world. Pretty cool, right? So what switched for me over the last 5 years, and how can that help you become a millionaire in the next 2 to 3 years? Now, the first thing that I need you to realize is that the biggest part is your belief, right? Walt Disney once said, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. So you need to start to believe that this is possible for you. But Xander, I have this excuse and I have that excuse. Well, here's the truth. Somebody out there has your exact same excuse, maybe even worse, and they made it work. They figured it out. Somewhere out there, somebody has the exact same lifestyle and circumstances as you, yet they were able to figure it out. They were able to pull themselves out of this situation. So we have to stop making excuses, and we have to start realizing it is possible. It might just take a little bit of work, and we have to stop complaining about our circumstances and actually do something about it. Now, the second shift that I need you to make is you need to start by learning some high-income skills. Now, a mentor of mine, Craig Ballantyne, once told me there's 4 high-income skills when it comes to the online world of entrepreneurship. Number 1 is copywriting. This is the art of being able to write persuasive language to get people to buy stuff. Number 2 is sales. This is the art of communication, one-on-one, back and forth, or one-to-many, in order to help people buy things. Number 3 is speaking, the ability to speak and orate in front of groups or on video. And number 4 is leadership. Now, the reason that they're in this order is because that's the order of the depth and intensity that it takes to actually learn them. Copywriting can be incredibly powerful. You can actually learn it pretty quickly, and you can actually start making money pretty quickly. We have friends that teach people how to become email copywriters in just a few short weeks and build 6-figure businesses, right? Also, sales. You can learn how to do sales, online selling, door-to-door selling, one-on-one selling, high-ticket phone sales. You can learn that process in 3-6 months, and you can start making 6 figures, multiple 6 figures pretty damn quickly. From there, you graduate to the big boys of speaking and leadership. Now, this is where, as an entrepreneur, you're gonna really start to grow yourself and scale a business to get to that point where you're actually bringing in a 7-figure income. Learning how to speak and orate and master that process, and learning how to lead others are both gonna be what allow you to scale a business to the next levels. Now, the third shift that I want you to be aware of if you truly want to become a millionaire at some point in your life is you need to understand that at some point, you're gonna need to spend less than you save, right? You're going to have to bring in more than you spend. A lot of people have some really bad habits around spending. Now, there's a book called Richest Man in Babylon. If you haven't read it, just go read it, because it's gonna explain this a lot better than I am. But the very, very basics of it, think about this. For every dollar that you bring in, I want you to put 10 cents aside. For every dollar that you bring in, I want you to put 10 cents aside. Or for every $100 that you bring in, I want you to put $10 aside. And that $10 that you're gonna be putting aside, you're gonna be using to invest later. But no matter where you're at, whatever level you're at, if you're bringing in $1,000 a month, if you're bringing in 10 grand a month, if you're bringing in 100 grand a month, immediately take 10% of whatever you earn and set it aside for future investments, future growth. If you follow that principle, I guarantee you'll be able to make $1 million in this lifetime. Now, in order to be able to do that, there's a second part to this. You have to become money aware. Most people are terrified to look at their bank accounts, to look at their budget, to see what they're spending, to look at their credit cards. But if you're not money aware, you're gonna have holes in your pockets, you're gonna have holes in the buckets that you're not even gonna be able to fix because you don't even know where the holes are. You have to start to become money aware if you want to become a millionaire. You need to be looking at your bank accounts, you need to be looking at what you're spending, you need to be looking at where the money's going, where the money's coming in, so that you can start to increase the money coming in and you can start to decrease the money going out. If you're not spending time weekly looking at your accounts, it's gonna be really hard for you to master this stuff. Now, the fourth thing that you need to be aware of if you want to become a millionaire is that you need to invest, not spend. You need to learn the difference between spending money on something for no reason, frivolously, and investing in something that's actually going to bring you more in the future. Now, personally, I focus on as much as I can on money that I spend going into something that's going to appreciate for me. Now, there's two areas that I tend to focus here. Number one is assets that appreciate. Things that when I buy them, they will be worth more later on down the line. This is obviously things like investing into real estate, investing into crypto. When you're investing in those sorts of things, you're investing in those with the idea that they're going to appreciate and be worth more down the line. Now, the second thing that I invest in is productivity skills. Things that make me better at producing more income. Just like we talked about, I will invest in how to learn how to sell better. I will invest in how to lead better. I will invest in how to be a better copywriter and marketer, because as I invest in these skills, I'll be able to bring more money in, more production capability, so that I now have more coming in. That's the investment. I put this into this skill set, and because of that, I will be able to bring more as a person afterwards. Now, the last thing that I need you to understand if you want to be a millionaire is that you need to be in for it for both today and tomorrow. Now, there's kind of two camps in the world that I've noticed that are pretty polarizing and they don't play nice together. There's one camp that says, if you want to be a millionaire, you need to save all your money today so that 45 years down the line, you can eventually be a millionaire. That sounds like a really shitty life for most of your life. And then there's another camp that says, live today like there's no tomorrow. That sounds like the stupidest shit I've ever heard, because there is gonna be a tomorrow, right? Majority of you are not going to die tomorrow. Majority of you are going to die 30, 40, 50, 80 years down the line. So if we pretend like you're gonna die tomorrow, you're never gonna be able to build a life that you really want. The reality is you have to meet somewhere in the middle, all right? You have to plan for the future as if you're gonna have a future, but you also have to enjoy today. Now, I had a wealth advisor once tell me the best way to do this is every increase in income, 50%. What did he mean by that? Well, let's take this. If you're making 10K a month, and you now start making 15K a month, you're gonna take 50% of that for today and 50% of that for tomorrow. So if you go from 10K a month to 15K a month, you're gonna have an extra 2.5K for the daily budget now, so you can enjoy those expenditures on luxuries and travel and having a nicer car. But then you're gonna take 2.5K on top of the 10% that you're already saving, and you're gonna add that to savings and investment. And if you were to go up to 20K, 50-50. 50% of that today, 50% of that tomorrow. Now you have a 15K budget for today, but 5K for tomorrow every month. So every time you increase your income, take 50% of that and put that towards investments in future growth, and 50% of that to keep yourself happy and enjoying today. Now, if you follow these 5 rules, I virtually guarantee that you'll be a millionaire in the next handful of years, 10 at the most. Doesn't mean it's gonna be easy. It's gonna take work, it's gonna take commitment, and it's gonna take a lot of paying attention to the nitty-gritty details that a lot of people don't pay attention to. But if you do it, you can get there. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, hit the like button and let me know. If you have any specific topics you want me to cover in a future video, go ahead and comment below and let me know that as well. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss another great video. I'll see you in there.